All right, folks, you're live with the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. It's a Tuesday. Hot as hell out here, folks. We're going to make it happen anyway, folks. Like I say, every week, no matter what's going down, rain or shine, it's all mine. Hey, hey, hey. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. If it ain't going down with us, it ain't going down properly, folks. I know I fucked it up. What the hell? Let's get this party started. I see my man Dusty in the dugout over there getting ready to come on in. I done got so hot I forgot my own shit. What up, Dusty?
Man, I feel like I'm in church on a Sunday, dog. Remember how I used to get hot as hell on church on a Sunday?
Church didn't have no air conditioning, no fan, no nothing. They think you come to praise the Lord, come as you are. Take it like it is.
Real talk, man. This heat wave is no joke, dude. I think in my city 2 days ago it hit 110 degrees I saw on my thermostat. What about you over there?
Man, we was like 100, 108, 109 on Saturday, dude. It was just miserable. I didn't leave the house. I think I went out Saturday evening for a while, but it just was something else, man. But you know something though? This ain't no surprise. This ain't like it's new. September usually hot as hell. Okay, I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm not a meteorologist, but it seems to me that the seasons are kind of shifting a little bit. Used to be time July and August was hot as hell, and by September, October, it cooled down a little bit. But in June we had June gloom most of the time.
Yeah,
used to be time as a kid. June be nice and warm. July got hot. August was hot. September started to cool down. I don't never remember being in school and it was hot, because for us in Catholic school, first day of school was the day after Labor Day. Okay, we went to school right after Labor Day. I was like a bittersweet situation. Everybody be at the house barbecuing. We had to go to bed early because we had to go to school the next day. But I don't ever remember being this hot going to school, right after Labor Day. But hey, it is what it is, Doc. People thinking they know climate change. Bullshit.
Yeah, this is something different, man. And something else I don't remember happening is going long periods of time without rain. When I was a kid, I remember it raining, dude. Like it would rain, and now I can't even tell you the last time it rained. I mean, sure, it was sometime this year, but there was always rain. Was it like that when you were a kid, or am I tripping, dog?
Nah, man, we had rain gear. We had galoshes and little red, yellow raincoats with the hats, the whole 9 yards. And I remember many a day we had to stay inside the school. I'm thinking about Vanguard, junior high school, even in high school. My car wasn't running. My mom would drop us off sometimes because it would rain. But I don't know, man. It's, you see, you don't want to buy into the conspiracy theories, but it's a lot of shit you see on the internet, man, to make you wonder what part of this stuff is real. And I was saying something today how they got these fake clouds and different things to manipulate the weather. And you see things and you're like, man, you don't want to buy into that shit, but shit ain't right. Shit ain't right. It ain't right. And that's the part that's no matter what you think is or is not correct, this shit ain't right. Okay. And that's the big problem.
Well, stay safe out there, everyone. Drink a lot of water. Don't be going on long walks without water. I know that sounds silly. I used to think it was silly when they would remind people on the radio, but that's a real thing. Take water with you. It could literally save your life. Let's jump right into Alonzo, because man, do we have a show today? Let's start off probably with the biggest story of the week. Tiffany Haddish and Aries are under fire and facing a lawsuit for a comedy, and I put comedy in quotes, skit, where allegedly a couple of minors were made to do things that minors shouldn't do. We'll just keep it at that. First off, have you seen clips of the video? I haven't seen the whole thing, but I have seen bits and pieces of it.
I watched the whole video.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the pieces I saw was cringy as F. What was your experience watching that video? Talk to me.
I understood what they were trying to do. And like my man Charles says, it's a PSA, because it's a public service announcement for young mothers to be careful on who you leave your kids with.
Which is a great effort.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
It was done by two comedians, Aries Spears, somebody who I like a lot. I've always thought he was funny.
Hilarious. Mad
Okay.
TV days.
Ain't that fine? I used to like Tiffany Haddish till I met her. Ain't that fond of her ass no more. But I don't wish nobody no lawsuit because a lawsuit ain't no joke. But she shows some of the situations that happens. They show some of the situations that happens if you're not careful or if you're not sure about who you're leaving your kids with. Okay. I saw the looking through the newspaper and the music. That shit was funny. Okay. I thought it was kind of, it wasn't hilarious funny, but it was like, I see where he's going with this right here. The kid laying on his back with his legs open. Yeah, that ain't cool. Okay. Me and the Unknown been talking about this for the past 3-4 days. And he was saying the baby oil scene was the one that made him cringe. I'm like, yeah, that's, again, I think two things here. One, it wasn't that funny. It's a serious subject they tried to make fun of. Okay. Somebody is going to get offended because it happens too often in the community. That's your number one problem.
Oh, you getting that damn alert too?
Yeah. That shit rings bells with a lot of people. Okay. That shit rings a lot of bells with a lot of people. And it's supposed to ring bells for young mothers who not aware of the people whose bells have been rung, if you follow what I'm saying. But in this sensitive age that we're dealing with, people don't have a sense of humor no more. And I think Homeboy, the kid who was in the video, because this is not a new video, this is an old video. He's probably got old enough to realize that, he was in something that could be considered crazy, and he got to actually get a check. He might be getting teased by some of the homies right now, and he probably in the position to get a check. And it's a nuisance. It's what they call a nuisance lawsuit, where you get a Better Call Saul on your team. Because I've been a victim of them before. You ain't really done a whole lot, but it's enough because you got a career to be concerned about and a future to look out for. You have to you got to be, it's easy to make it go away than try to fight it. And that's where the legal system kind of falls short of. Okay. It's easier just to get his folk a couple checks. They asking for millions, but they ain't gonna get millions. Because it wasn't that bad. And somebody's mama authorized that shit. Okay.
Oh yeah, Tiffany Haddish's friend apparently.
Okay, if the mama authorized that shit and she saw they sitting all this time, mama might be up for prosecution. Okay, if you think now that it's bad, but it's been around for a while. I'm not sure how old the video is.
It's 10 years old.
It's not a new video. Okay, it's a 10-year-old video. So that means that kid is about 20 years old by now. Okay.
Yeah, they're both adults. Yeah.
Everybody grown now. So, you're being groomed for pedophilia. Look, man, hold on. Let me say something about pedophilia when it comes to young men. I ain't never heard of a young man sleeping with a grown woman and it was considered pedophilia. Okay, it may be in the eyes of the law, but in the eyes of the hood, you came up. Okay,
happened to me a couple times. 16 with a 20-something-year-old, and I ain't saying nothing.
So I understand I understand what the law says, but what the streets say, and everybody want to go by street rules until this check come involved. Well, the street says if a young man sleep with an older woman, he just came up bad boy. I'm gonna buy the nigga a beer, okay? But if it happened to a girl, he got to go to jail. And the double standard, I don't understand it, but we all know it's real, okay? The double standard is real. So she was trying to say that they was trying to groom the boy for pedophilia between Tiffany and Aries. Come on, man. If ain't no case been filed in 10 years on no sexual abuse shit, if I was a judge, I'd let him go.
Well, apparently, this is another part of the story. The mother has tried to sue on other situations before the kids were adults. Now, so the kids are the ones that the kids who are now adults, are the ones that are bringing on this lawsuit now. The mother has tried several times. She tried suing Aries Spears for $15,000. So she's tried several times, and the judge is like, nah, you are crazy. Get out of here. So now a judge is looking at it because it's the kids who are now the adults who are filing, but it'll probably get thrown out also. But sadly, it's still going to cost them a lot of money, right?
It's going to cost them money in legal fees. It's going to cost them money, and whether they have to pay him. And sometimes, man, I had a guy one time tried to sue me for wrongful termination. I ain't never hired this dude. I ain't never did nothing to him, but because the owner of the club was like, you know what? I ain't giving him shit, and until this thing is settled, I ain't opening the club back. So I'm like, well, damn. What do you? I went to the lawyer. What do you want, man? Man, just give us less than $5,000. Put it that way. Cover his costs, and I did. And everybody went on. Everybody was happy. Okay, started off for $200,000. Look, the owner said I ain't giving you shit. Okay. And it was a situation where I had to make a decision as a businessman to get my business back open. What do I want to do? Is it worth a little less than $5,000? Yep, I'd make that back in a weekend. So that's what it was easy just to get in a little nuisance change and be about your business. And that's the kind of stuff you're dealing with, especially in entertainment. High profile people like Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. Aries talks about paying child support things like, I don't know, 18 grand a month. So he got some nuisance money, and that's all they're gonna do. You're gonna hire a lawyer. The longer it drags out, the more expensive it's gonna cost for both of them. Okay. The lawyer on the kid's side probably working on the contingency, which means he's probably getting 33 1/3, so the kid ain't coming out of his pocket no time soon. And any expenses that the kid the lawyer inquired as far as filing fees, will come off the settlement. So if they give him, I don't know, $20,000, if the kid gets 8, he'll be a lucky son of a bitch.
Let me ask you, there's something about this that I want your point of view on. Are black actors, are black comedians under attack? And hear me out. South Park. I like South Park. I watch it. But, they've made jokes very similar to this. Certain comedians have made jokes that are very, very serious, similar to this. No problem. Aries Spears and Tiffany does it. No problem. Elvis Presley marries a 14-year-old. No problem. But Bill Cosby slips some drinks or some pills in a girl's drink. It's a problem, which it is. But are we attacking the black? Is it our people doing that? Is there a higher being doing that? I just feel like, I don't know. Am I tripping?
It's an old saying, everybody that's skin folk ain't kin folk. Okay. Huh? I mean,
wow.
I'm about to say some real fucked up shit right now. Think about what I'm about to say, man. I'm not trying to say this and hurt nobody's feelings. I want you to think about this for a second. We have a culture. We're in a culture that has a whole musical genre that's dedicated to the annihilation of itself. Okay, and we have every excuse in the world to justify that musical genre. We have all kind of psychological excuses to justify it. But like I told a gentleman the other day in the interview, ain't a rap record yet been made to shoot nobody or hurt nobody but us. As many people got targets on our asses, we're only focused on each other. Okay? Which I think is the most asinine shit in the world. So when you see people take pot shots at you because they know you susceptible to your own folks. It makes people not want to do shit because you're susceptible to your folks' bullshit. Because somebody get mad, jealous, upset, whatever the case may be. Next thing you know, your ass is the one on the fucking line, defending your honor, your reputation or whatever. Because somebody felt, assumed, smelt that they was being hurt in some kind of way. And 9 times out of 10, they look just like you.
Damn. Oh, that's the coldest piece ever, Alonzo. It's coming from us, man. Damn.
Look,
but
man,
go ahead.
Let me say this. Think about this for a minute, man. Think about this. All the shit that happens in our neighborhood comes from within our neighborhood. Ain't nobody coming into the hood to start no shit. Ain't nobody coming in from Long Beach or Torrance or Beverly Hills to start shit with us. We got enough shit within our own communities. We got streets fighting against each other. Okay, I had the problem when I was a kid. I couldn't go around the corner. I had to walk down the street around the fucking grocery store because I couldn't cross the street Because if they caught me outside the street, they could whoop my ass. Okay? Till I fought back and they stopped fucking with me. But I'm just saying, you got neighborhoods, we're so divided as a people, we can't progress because we're so busy trying to, in some cases, keep each other down. Now, you got a lot of people that support each other, and I see a lot of that coming. I see that coming too. It's not everybody, but it's just, you don't need everybody. You just need a couple of assholes to make shit fucked up for everybody, man. And that's what you see when we are having these conversations about rappers shooting rappers or ops shooting each other in various situations. It's just folks either get jealous, can't stand to see somebody come up, or the stupidity kicks in, and you decide you want to go back in your new ride, all your jewels, to the same place you came from, where everybody else is still hungry and broke, and you're going to go floss on your friends who haven't been as fortunate as you are. You don't want to give them nothing. You want to treat them to some shit, some smoke or some eat or something, but that ain't going to change nothing. But that's a temporary situation. So, and then people have a tendency to think you owe them something all the time. It could be rough, Doc. It could be rough. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. But I've seen it more often than not.
Yeah. And to kind of wrap it up on this subject, even though it's getting bad press, it is pointing to a serious issue, which is child molestation. And that's something that's near and dear to my heart. I think anyone who touches a child in a way that can affect them for the rest of their life is the lowest of the low of a human being and deserves anything that comes to them, karmically or legally. But I say that to say this: it is pointing to a real issue, that comedy skit. And I want to, maybe you can give some words to the females out there, Lonzo, who are letting just random dudes in and out of their house. They got a boyfriend for 6 months, bring him in, hey, like, what's going to happen is you're not going to realize, but when your daughter turns 16, she's going to say, hey, Mom, you remember that guy you brought around back in 2021 and it's now 2028 or whatever? She, like, yeah, he touched me. Like, you got to be careful who you bring in your house is what I'm saying, right? Dude,
you got to be careful who you let in around your kids, period. Here's something that's really sad, man. I've always liked kids. I'm as far as, just as a guy. Yesterday I was in the store and a little kid was waving at me, playing with me the whole time. We playing back and forth. It used to be a time you could touch the kid. You could, hey, can't do that no more. Okay. One of my granddaughters, I tease her all the time. We got a little game we play all the time. But I have to be careful how I play with her because the wrong person see us interacting, and it can be twisted. Not that it's twistable, but in their mind they can twist it. Why you play with her like that? Well, damn it, we've been doing that, playing the same hide and go seek game for the God knows how long. Okay, but I won't put her in my lap. I won't pick her up. I don't touch her like that. We have a little thing we do. I tickle her and I keep on running, keep on walking, and that's what we do. She'll do it to me sometime. I do it back to her, and it sounds in the court of law. If you say, "Oh, you tickle your granddaughter," we've been doing this since he was 5 years old. Well, man, Lonzo, you can, and it's really sad. You can't even have anything that a kid can remember you by. I remember he's always tickled me, and even as innocent it could be, because I realized she was super ticklish, and I would just poke her in the belly and keep on going. Okay, now she'll just we play around, but I think about that all the fucking time, man, and she looks forward to it. But I have to be careful because the wrong person can take some shit and twist it up and just, oh man, I've seen it happen to people before, dude. So it's really sad, man, that we come to this point. But I don't know whether it's a good thing because it's in the protection of the kids. Because can you really, you can't really show them any affection without somebody, people wanting to put such situations in a negative light. And I don't know, man, it's fucked up. Before we change subjects,
mm-hmm.
I was thinking about something. I saw some other day where they have I forgot the name of the state. They have a law that says you can't stare at women. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. People were tripping in the comments about that.
Do you realize that's how we used to ask people to dance? Think about that for a minute, man. I was talking to Unknown yesterday. We him always have some crazy conversations. He won't come on the show. I don't know why, but anyway, I was saying back in the day when you had to walk across the floor, the dance floor, because girls be on one side, guys on the other. You saw a girl you've been wanting to get at all this time, and you walk across that dance floor, and she might be there with 3 or 4 girls, and you ask her to dance, she turned you down. And to try and keep from going across that floor, making that walk of shame, you may ask somebody else to dance, and she may turn you down. Okay. And out of desperation, you're trying to. I can't stay on this side of the room. I just can't walk out by myself. I asked the third girl. Okay. And if she tell you turn you down, but if they were talking, if a guy was right there and he said, "I'll dance with you," now what the fuck you gonna do? Now what you'll do? Okay. Yep. You asked 3 girls, and I told you I would dance with you. And you told me no. Obviously, you want to dance. If a guy said, "I'll dance with you," what do you do? Do you take the risk or not?
Damn, dog, you done opened some shit.
You got to dance with the dude now, man.
Not so you don't get canceled now.
You almost got to dance with him. Come on,
especially
man.
If somebody's recording it. Oh, the headline is Alonzo Williams turned down a male dancer. Now Alonzo Williams hates gay people. Like
right.
They'll switch it like that.
So you sitting here and I came to ask the girl. You came to ask the girls to dance. The girls turned you down for whatever reason. They was hot, didn't feel like it. But homeboy said, "I'll dance with you." Okay. Oh shit. I mean, back in the day, he would have got socked, but today, dude, you almost got a dance.
That's what I'm saying. Oh shit.
Boy.
That's 2023 shit for you right there.
2023 shit, man. You better dance, homeboy. Go on, get your groove on with homeboy right quick. Because if not,
that's hilarious.
You became homophobic to the whole world. Why you ain't gonna dance with him? You asked us, we told you, he said he'll dance with you. Don't let him start crying. You done.
Yep. You're putting satire on a real serious issue, though. That's some serious shit. You are not BSing about where we're going in that direction.
But think about that, though, man. If I just told a quick scenario, if I took that scenario and filmed it, somebody would be offended. Okay.
Facts.
Somebody would be offended. Okay. Somebody wouldn't find that funny for whatever reason. Okay. Now all the chat room must be Martin is laughing, Chris is laughing, Easy Steve, it's a good point, Lon. But I'm just saying, if you if you find yourself in that situation, what the fuck do you do? Do you dance with it? Come on, man. Especially if it's a slow dance. Now what you gonna do?
Damn, bro. Oh man, nah.
Usually a slow dance, most slow dances, you got somebody in mind. But
I'll do the Macarena. I'll do the Macarena with you, dog. But it ain't.
Yeah. But back in the day, shit. If you slow down somebody, you want somebody to slow dance with, you pretty much had a particular person in mind, and that's the one you wanted to get with. Okay.
Yeah.
But nowadays, well, first of all, they don't dance no more. Second of all, they don't ask somebody to dance. They dance in circles and they just break off in those sub circles. So the chance of that happening is slim to none. But if that scenario was video recorded and put into a position, I can see that dude's face though, man. You better dance with him, man. You're gonna get suspended.
You know what? Let's take it there for a bit before we move on to something else I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about the school dance, Lonzo, because for me in the 90s, man, the early 90s, there was nothing like the school dance, homie. And we were looking up to it, a week in advance. We definitely were dressed to the nines. Even if it was the 90s, we still wore our best big-ass baggy jeans and our best cool T-shirt. But I remember how cool it was in the 90s. Take me back to a typical school dance back when you were coming up.
Dude, you hitting on some serious shit, because I had this conversation yesterday. I was in high school in 1973. To go to the homecoming dance at Centennial High School was a major issue. You had to have tailor-made clothes, man. We would go down to my boy, Mike the Tailor. He had a shop on 7th and Los Angeles Street. used to be a bus depot right there. Mike is still alive. I don't know how old Mike is, but Mike was making clothes when we was in high school. Okay, he would make tailor-made pants. Sometimes you get a whole suit, might cost you $50, $40, $50. Okay, and he would have the little piping down the side and your initials on the flaps. And if he was really cool, you make you a hat to go with your pants. Okay, and that was a homecoming dance, man. That was a home, and prom was the same thing. Every dance we had at Centennial High School required some tailor-made shit in the 70s. In the 70s, just no bullshit. We dressed like the players that we saw on television. Okay, this is why I know television and music is so influential, because we dressed like the older dudes that we saw on television. And I got a picture of one of my ex-girlfriends, her and her girlfriend. Girls, they had tailor-made suits too. They went to Mike the Tailor or somebody else and cut up some stuff, and that just was the style that we did back in the day. When I left Centennial, my partner Norris, he took up home economics. He knew how to make pants. He knew how to make pants himself in home economics. But he would make his own clothes sometimes. Okay. After a while, most of the time became an issue, because Mike would make a pair of pants in 3 days, but because you got so many people trying to get shit done, a lot of times they fell out. Then we started going to the store and buying shit. But it was always a fashion show, dude. It was always a fashion show. It was a major event. I mean, when LSD, and even when I started DJing, I had custom shirts. There's a picture of me DJing in a burgundy shirt. That shirt was custom made for me to DJ, because I would get so hot. It was loose fitting, but I had on tight ass what you call them pants, seamless pants. Okay, so my shirts would be loose, so I wouldn't be burning up. There's a suit. I remember going to being unknown, would go downtown LA at the store on Los Angeles Street, because Los Angeles Street back in the day was for all the men's stores. Okay, you can go from about 11th to about 7th on both sides, and you can see anything for men's stores. Downtown LA was broken up into sections. Some streets were for women's clothing. Some was for women. Some was for flowers. Some was for toys. And that's how downtown LA was broken down. It's still that way, but not the stores have closed since COVID. But we would just go down to the couple stores, and there was one store in particular. I can't think of the name of it. If I talk to them, I'm going to find out what the name is. They had a DJ in the store in the 79. We would go to the store and go shopping and hang out, buy leather jackets. On certain dances, we would go and buy clothes on a Saturday morning to wear Saturday night. It wouldn't be shit for us to go downtown once or twice a week just to buy new outfits, okay? Worst case scenario, we go to the mall and pick up something for Saturday night. Saturday afternoon was mall promotion day. We go to the Hawthorne Mall when it was still open, Carson Mall. Sometimes we go to Del Amo, and if you're in the mall, you go buy something. But a lot of times we go downtown. It was just a different era, man. The dances, going to dances at my elementary school, St. Albert's on Compton Boulevard, my elementary school was a major event. Okay, we had dances on Friday nights. Only security guards we had was the fucking nuns with rulers. No billy clubs, no lights. No flashlights, just rulers. Okay, my first regular DJ gig was at Regina Chaley across the street. Again, 150 kids, sometimes 200. Nobody, no security, nobody, but maybe one or two dads. Every once in a while, we had a dad or two that would post up, be a co-chaperone, but the nuns had it under control. Okay, the nuns had it under control. Then we started doing Campanella. St. Albert's would be on Friday nights, or Saturday night sometime, or Friday. And then we started doing Campanella dances, and Campanella was more the summertime when school was out. And that's why I fell in love with DJing at Campanella Park in Compton. I got a part of that in my documentary. And I show how that whole thing got me started. And it just was amazing, man, because you had either you went to Campanella Park for the Tom Cross dance, or you went to Gonzalez. We never went to Luther. Luther's was too deep into Compton. Plus, nobody knew nobody. You could go to Campanella and Luther's. Campanella and Gonzalez Park were close enough together, everybody knew everybody. Okay, Looters was across town. That was a whole different junior high school and high school. So that's much more like the Mingus and deep into Compton. People from Compton went. People from Vanguard, someone went to Compton, someone went to Centennial. So you knew people. It was a crossbreeding of people that knew each other. So it was problems from time to time, but it was nowhere near what motherfuckers are dealing with right now. You might get your pockets padded as you walk home, because we walked home. We walked to the dances most of the time. Every once in a while, my old man would drop us off, or I'd drive my old man's lawnmower truck full of lawnmowers. I'm bullshitting, full of lawnmowers, parking around the corner, and never lost a fucking lawnmower. Just a different time, dude. Just a different time. And I tell people this story sometimes. I mean, you lying. No, dude, I really did this shit. I did this shit. That's why I have the passion I do for dancing and music. I know the influence it has on people. And I know what it is to be able to go and walk through a hood, 10 o'clock at night, and nobody gonna fuck with you. I know. I remember those days, man. We walked to McDonald's. After the football game, we'd go to the football. I had a car in. We go to McDonald's, hang out in the parking lot. Nobody got shot. Nobody got beat up. Every once in a while, some shit would jump off, but it wasn't a regular thing. It was so rare, it wasn't even a factor. So it just made for a big difference, man. Made for a big difference.
Man. All right, so take me to the essence, because I love talking about history and keeping these stories alive. Talk to me about what was going on in that dance. 1973, you said? Let's go 72, 73. What's going on in that dance? We got the DJ in the corner. Are all the girls on one side? All the guys on one side? Talk to me how Lonzo's macking. How's Lonzo getting his mac on?
Wasn't no DJ. It was a record player.
Ah, a record player. Okay.
Somebody. Well, I guess that would be the DJ, but it was not a. It might have been two speakers. It was a big ass stereo set. It was a big stereo.
That makes sense, because this was in the transition of hip hop. So hip hop wasn't really. Yeah, that makes sense. There was no two turntables and a microphone or anything like that.
I didn't see two turntables and a microphone till I went to Campanella Park, and because they were from the radio station. Okay, they were from the radio station, so that's why I went to broadcast school, because I thought you had to work for a radio station to get a job to play records in the park. So I went to broadcast school. First chance I got, I went to broadcast school, got my broadcast license, and bought me two turntables, trying to get back to the park. But that wasn't the case. But the main thing back then, man, we'd have the red light party. We have garage parties, garage door open, red light on, playing shy lights and shit. Okay, Delphonics. Every once in a while, somebody's dad would pop out. Y'all too goddamn close. Because our main thing back there, we get our grind on, Doc. We getting our motherfucking grind on. Them niggas talking, y'all know what y'all twerking. I'm trying to get somebody pregnant through these Levi's, okay? I'm testing these goddamn seams on these Levi's, okay?
You're a fool.
But understand this though, dude. This kind of shit we had to deal with. We were so fucking inundated with bullshit. They actually told us you can get a girl pregnant by grinding. There was a video talked about sexual contact. A man's fluid can be injected to a woman from dancing too close. And they showed people, white people dancing. Okay, not niggas. niggas be doing this shit right here. This is white people dancing. Okay, niggas is we doing some old hope. We got the girl humped over. Okay. Her leg is up in the air. I mean, the shit that we did, the kids started doing in the 90s, the freak dance, yeah, okay, that shit was cool. That shit was too much work. Our shit was sensual. We looked like we was more like the tango or some shit than anything else, Doc. It wasn't this shit that niggas doing now is almost violent compared to what we was doing. And we had the music to back it up. We wasn't trying to get our hump on, we never even heard no shit like Luke till damn in the 90s. That was not sexually stimulating. We grew up on the Delphonics, the shy lights, the dramatics, man. Shit. And if a girl was cool and let you get your grind on, because the baddest girls knew how to grind back.
Mm-hmm.
The baddest ones, oh man, the freaks, shit. And it got so bad. And I'm DJing at Camp Regina Chile High School. The nuns who ain't had no sex in God knows how long. That's why they call them nuns. They don't get none. And They was mad at me. I'm playing slow songs, and the girls was getting they swerve on. I mean, they grinding their asses off, and the boys come, they getting they grind on. Nuns are sweating, they mad. We don't play those kind of records here. We don't allow those kind of dances. And them Catholic school girls like, dude, play some more of that goddamn Rolls Royce, Wishing on the Star, and one of the Mary J. Blige we did. Oh, I'm going down. Come on,
yeah.
Come on, dude. Isley Brothers. And as soon as the nuns would leave the room, I played again. That's how I got fired from the job, man. I'm trying to keep my clientele happy, and the nuns wasn't getting it. They wasn't feeling that shit. And they homegirl ran up. And here's the fucked up part about me doing dances at Regina Cheli. I went to school at St. Albert's, which is right across the street from Regina Cheli. The nuns that worked at Regina Cheli, some of them had worked at St. Albert's. So they knew who the fuck I was. I'm 19 years old, DJing the party. Williams, we don't play those kind of songs here. Yes, sister so-and-so. And as soon as she leave, I play another record. Man, after the third time homegirl came through there, I could have swore I heard the music from Wizard of Oz. That bitch she came through the goddamn room, man. I could swear she was on the goddamn broom. I didn't see her feet moving. Man, she took a motherfucking ruler, put it to my nose like a goddamn pistol, grabbed me by my fucking collar, and told me if I play another slow record, I'd never play here again. I ain't bullshitting. She had me hemmed the fuck up like a dude, okay? Yes, sister so-and-so. I went back to the 5th grade on her ass. So, yes, sister so-and-so. Yes, sister so-and-so. And as soon as she left, I played another one. And they gave me my money. We won't need your services anymore. I didn't think so. Bye. No bullshit.
Hey, thank you, Isaiah Edwards. He has a question. We might as well switch it while Isaiah kind of, we'll pivot with his question. And please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed. Really appreciate you guys going down in the chat. Isaiah Edwards says, did our community ever recover from the crack era?
No. Nah, dude. Crack era did irreparable damage to the Black community. And again, when I was there, I remember when hip hop was uplifting, motivating thing that we use. R&B was uplifting and motivating. And yes, there's always been some knuckleheads, but you also had the Black Panthers who were their whole motivation was designed to keep the police in check. Okay, they kept the police in check, and when they was able to get rid of them, and the Crips came along, started messing with the brothers, they kept black on black crime, and I hate saying it, I ain't gonna say that. When the crime rate when the crime focus changed, even though you always had gangs, you always had drugs, it wasn't until, how I describe it, you always had peanut butter, you always had chocolate. But it wasn't until they got together you made them fucking Reese's Pieces, Doc. And that shit ain't been the same since then. Now you got
gangs and crack,
dude. That was the peanut butter. That was the peanut butter and chocolate that changed the fucking game. So now you got because understand the dope game, man. Most cats wasn't around, so you don't. In the dope game, a kilo of dope back in the day was $30,000. A kilo of crack cocaine was $30,000 during the 80s. When crack cocaine, I'm sorry, back up. Powder cocaine was $30,000 for a key. The people that sold that shit didn't want nobody to know they sold that shit. Okay, most guys didn't even buy them, but they would buy an ounce. They would go to parties. But here's the crazy part I was thinking about the other day. And if I could find this shit, I'm gonna do a clip or something for it, because when I was running the Eve After Dark, I remember seeing not commercials, but damn near commercials for powder cocaine. The champagne drug that's rocking, that's having people up all night long in New York, Studio 54, and it was talking about powder cocaine, how it was this drug.
See people dancing and having fun.
Shit,
yeah.
I need some of that shit. God damn. And that's how the shit got popular. Okay, it got popular. It was everywhere for a while. Powder cocaine, and that shit was expensive. and it would dissolve if you had it in your shoe and you got started sweating. It would dissolve. All you have paper. Ask me how I know. I ain't gonna tell you on air though. But then when crack came around, that changed everything. Now you got the price of the demand went up, but the price went down. Usually when the demand go up, the price go up. Nah. Not with this right here. And the fact that we know where it came from, how it got here, and why it got here, in my opinion, is another reason for reparations for the Black community. We know it came through the CIA, and we got a TV show about it. This ain't no accident. But for this to be a known fact and not for something else, for us to be pushing for reparations, all the brothers that went to jail, all the brothers that died, all the kids that end up in foster care, all the mamas that end up losing their kids. Dude, you got guys that are still in jail behind that shit. And how it divided the community up so bad, because even when it was gang activity, if you weren't a gangbanger per se, you still could get a pass. At Eve After Dark in 1979, you could, if you were the Crip from Gardena, you could go party at Eve After Dark. You might not go party. If you was Watts, you may have an issue. But even then, they weren't the gangsters wasn't as flamboyant as they became later on. You know, guy might not recognize you where you're from, but it wasn't because you was all blued out or all flamed up. That really didn't get into effect till later on in the 80s. But if you were a gangbanger from Gardena, because most of the time Gardena Crips didn't have a problem with Pyru Boys, because only time they ever met was at the Rosecrans skating ring. And every blue moon, there would be a problem at Rosecrans, but it wasn't like it became. So yeah, man, the crack era is definitely an era we definitely are owed reparations for in my book. I mean, think about this. Bill Clinton passed a law that says you could have powder cocaine, but crack cocaine was mandatory jail time, which meant you could have water and you go home, but if you had ice, you had to go to penitentiary. Same scenario.
Yep.
Same molecular situation, but because one was hard, one was soft, because the soft stuff was everywhere. Washington, D.C., allegedly, Hollywood, allegedly, in the boardroom, for damn show. It was for damn show in the record industry. Fuck allegedly. I was there. I saw the shit. Okay? So it was a different era, man. And they had to they kind of tailored the crime to be anti-black, because the crack cocaine was pushed in the hood something terrible, and it became quick money maker. The price went down, and if a cat had any kind of business sense, he could start off on being a corner boy. If he stacked his money right, 6 months times he'd be flipping keys. And the coldest part about the crack game, it wasn't even the crack. And I talked to many a dope dealer that I knew that he said, it wasn't the crack, man. The only thing more addicting than the crack was the money. Because somebody beep you meet him at your spot, and you didn't count the money then. You give him this package, he be gone. You get your package, he get it, you gone. You wouldn't sit there and kick it. So you can make $8,000-$10,000 a day easy if you were a small level dude. And then if you were a corner dude, you rolling like a son bitch, man. You can't get $500 a week in McDonald's nowhere back in the 80s. That's a lot of money. If you was making $1,000 a week on the corner, just doing low level shit, you was balling out of control. That not to mention they had so many other jobs. They had jobs for lookouts. You might not touch that. You look out. You might be a kid that just like you did in that movie Fresh. You just drop shit off and pick shit up. Pick up, $100. Okay, you wasn't under suspicion. So it Doc. It wasn't no recovery from that shit. We still suffering from it, man. I saw a guy today, and he ain't seen his brain cells since the 80s. Okay, this guy's still in jail from that shit, dude. And again, that shit was given to us to bring it to our community and sell it to our own people. It was given to us, to be brought into our community and sold to our people. There wasn't a lot of people. The main shit came from alternate different color, but the people that sold it to us look like us. So again, all skin folk and kinfolk.
Got to hit that like button for that. Definitely, man. Got a lot of game there, Alonzo. You know what? We might as well talk about Labor Day weekend. Chicago and Philly were turning up. 31 shot, 10 fatal, 20 carjackings in Philly. 55 shot, 11 fatal in Chicago during the Labor Day weekend. Here we go again, man.
What you want me to do, man? Again, I willing to bet you, as my daddy would say, dime to a donut. You look at the colors, look at the pigmentation of the skin. You're probably gonna see most of them people that were shot were people that look like us. Okay, that probably wasn't no outside shit. Ain't nobody marching. Ain't nobody got ain't no Ben Crump. Ain't no Al Sharpton. Ain't nobody marching no place. It just that's part of the game. Now I'm gonna ask y'all again for the 100th time. When we gonna invent a game that we can win? Every game we play, we fucking lose. The street game don't work for us. They ain't never worked for us. Okay, most cats that was in the street game, got out the street game, go to jail, learn some sense, come back and get into something else. Why you got to play? Why you got to try your hand at this shit in the first place? It don't work for everybody. I was talking to a gentleman the other day. We were talking about gang banging, and I said, dude, everybody want to be a gangster till it's time to go to jail. Asked me, this is just morning. Young man, he recognized me. I was sitting up in the Jamba Juice or someplace. He asked me, man, what would you tell the young man in the music game? I said, I don't gang bang. I said, what do you rap about? He said, I rap about what I see, what I know. I said, everybody else does too. You think you see something nobody else don't see?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody got hoes, niggas killing, and that's the standard. That's the standard response I get. I rap about what my life, okay? Nobody cares. If they cared, they'd have done something by now. Nobody cares about your life. Okay, that's bottom line. What are you gonna do to change what you see? What have you done in your life to stay out of this situation? He was a young man saying he never gangbanged. You're 30 years old, no kids. Nigga, that's your tagline right there. You're 30 years old, no kids. Okay.
There you go.
You know something. Share that with people. Share that with some other cats that's 20 coming up. Because if you don't share it, you ain't done nothing. That's why I do what I do right here. If I'm not sharing my information with y'all, I'm less than an OG. I'm just another motherfucker talking in front of a camera.
Grown ass man enlightenment right there. That's game.
No grown ass man enlightenment. I'm just another fool in front of a camera. Okay? Everybody got a camera. Everybody got a laptop. Everybody got a podcast. I'm telling you what I know, what I've seen, and what I feel, what I see. Okay, I've talked to. I lived through a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of guys that have been through the dope game, came out. Most of my friends, 59, 60 years old, no Social Security. They got to go to work now to try and get some money to put in the Social Security. Okay, a lot of them, man, would you do it again? Hell no. But you can't tell these young fools that's trying to get into it, Negro. Most of the guys that get into the game don't make it through the game, and it's only two scenarios: death or jail. Which one are you gonna choose? If somebody told you that 50% of the people that drove red cars was gonna die, would you buy a red car?
Nope.
Okay, so but why would they continue to play the same games? With these streets, you're not winning, dude. You're not winning. Mm-hmm. You're postponing the inevitable, which means at some point in time you're gonna get yourself in a situation where you're gonna get a felony on your shit, and you're gonna be limit yourself to what you can do. Okay, and then when you realize what you could have done if you didn't have this felony, you're gonna get mad at the system because you played yourself. They didn't play you. You played yourself. They told you what the games are, what the rules are, and you want to play by your rules. Now you, like I said, you are late, old as fuck. And you can't do what you want to do. I got a partner with a fucking degree. He can't get a teaching job because he got a felony for selling weed.
That's some bullshit.
Master's degree. Smart dude. Did some shit right after he got his degree. I got caught with some weed. Fuck around, caught a case. And now he can't hardly get a job in the teaching no place because he got a motherfucking felony. Okay?
Man.
But he was a smart dude. He was able to bounce back. But what he likes to do is teach. and he can't do what he want to do. What happens is when you start getting felonies and DUIs and different situations, you start limiting your options. Okay, when you're a youngster, you got a fresh driver's license, you got a fresh credit report, you got a fresh a record. Your options are unlimited. You can go to anybody's school. You can go in. You can probably get your credit card. You can start your life. You can do all kind of shit when you fresh and clean with options. But as you start doing dumb shit, felony, can't get a job in the financial institution. DUI, you can't drive Uber. Okay, you can't hustle, nigga. You can't hustle. You can't drive Uber. All right. And as you go, then don't put no hands on nobody. Now you got a record for domestic violence or any kind of violence. That's a different kind of situation altogether. So yeah, as you try to make things happen, you'll find that your record will haunt your ass like a fucking ghost in Halloween. And that's the part nobody tells cats till it's too late. You know, people, if folks are telling you to go out and do some shit that's gonna get you in trouble, that ain't your friend.
Man, Lonzo. Hey, the STEM Radio has a really good comment. He says, I know you guys have covered this before, but why do the YouTube channels that do nothing but bullshit get a shitload of hits, but channels with game like yours get shadow banned?
Bullshit sells, man. Bullshit and sex sells like a mother.
It does, right? Man, if we know what it takes. I know what it takes personally. I know what headlines I could put. I know what stuff I could cover to be 3 times the audience I have right now, but I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror if I did that. And I want to be able to look myself in the mirror and know I'm going to do it the slow way.
You know, when I started doing these podcasts, I took a podcast class, and I actually instructor. I says, hey, man, I see a lot of successful YouTube. We showed all these successful YouTube channels and blah, blah, blah. And they doing a bunch of goofy shit. I'm like, that's look like fun. All the money they was making. And I said, man, is it possible to have a meaningful YouTube channel and still maintain your dignity? He said, probably not. I'm going to try it anyway. Okay? I'm going to try it anyway. Because I'm stupid like that. Okay? I'm stupid. Like, I believe I can do any goddamn thing. I ain't got no restrictions. I believe I can do any goddamn thing I put my mind to. And that's why I do this shit the way I do. I don't really care about that. This don't cut me. I ain't gonna say nothing to get me cut off. And if it grows slower, like you said, Dusty, if it grows slower, but it has more substance as it grows, and that's the difference. And I got to say this right here before we run out of time. Me and Dre had a debate. We were talking about we're talking about Michael Jackson versus Prince. And he was saying how great Michael Jackson was. Michael was a great performer, loved him to death, blah, blah, blah. But while Michael Jackson was running with his brothers around the country doing shows, Prince was in the basement learning how to play guitar. Prince was learning how to play drums. Prince learned how to play motherfucking bass guitar, okay? Prince learned how to sing. Michael already got a head start on him. But Prince took time and perfected his craft in various levels, learned how to work drum machines, mix, sing, dance, all that shit. So by 1979, 77, they were both top of their game. Prince was not only able to take his talents and skills and give them to Vanity Six, the Morris Day and the Time. He gave Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis their start, although they got fired to get their start. Sheena Easton, Apollonia 6. Michael ain't never had nobody come out of his camp. Only Jacksons came out of the Jackson camp came from Catherine and Joe. Okay, I love Michael. Only Jackson spinoff came from the Jackson camp, came from Catherine and Joe. Okay, that's it. Janet was it. Tito tried to sing, that didn't work. Jackie tried to sing, that didn't work. And Centipede is a cool song, but I never played that motherfucking all my life. Okay. I never played a Rebe Jackson. Ain't nobody ever asked for a Rebe Jackson song. Okay. Nope. Janet, different story. Girl got skills. All I'm saying is when you have you take your time and perfect some shit, okay, you you have a much better chance of being more effective in various ways. Michael was a great performer, great singer, but without a producer, he wasn't. Without Quincy, he didn't sell 40 million records. He didn't sell that many records again after him and Quincy got together on Thriller and whatever else they did together. But Prince didn't give a fuck. He had everybody else selling records. He sold records. Time sold records. Vanity Six sold records. Sheena Easton sold records. Sheila E. sold records. Everybody sold records. Okay? And then he got spinoffs of success. Morris Day, like I said, Morris Day, Jesse Johnson, Jam and Lewis. So, what do you want? How do you want to do your thing? You want to be an artist and you depend on other people to produce your songs? That's fine. Okay? Or do you want to be a fucking mogul? Prince was the fucking mogul. Mike was a bad boy. Don't get me. He bought the Beatles catalog. Great businessman. But when it came to as a creator and somebody that spawned a lot of careers, Prince, Prince is Prince hands down.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. Hey, Isaiah Edwards donated another couple bucks. Thank you so much, Isaiah. He has a question that we could just end it with. We got to get the question in since he donated. Thanks, man. He said, "Why are there so many street shows showing our worst?"
Because they think that's all we like. People in Hollywood think they know us.
Ooh, I feel that organ coming, dog. Ooh.
People in Hollywood think they know us. They don't know shit about us. They know what sells, they know the names. They know the names that they know. They don't know the real history. People want to tell the history. Me and Clientele had a conversation today. I'm on a treadmill, minding my own business, trying to get some of this weight off my ass. And Clientele called me. We was talking. I said, "Man, did you hear about this? What happened to the project I did an interview for a couple of weeks ago?" He says, "Man, well, the crew that was involved in the project quit on the producer because he said he didn't have enough big names involved in it." I said, "Fuck them." Okay? Fuck them. Because what happens now is because you don't know shit, you're afraid. Wow. You don't know shit. You don't know. You only know what you've seen, what you've heard. You're not going to get the big names. You're not. You ain't got no money for that. But you want to tell the story of West Coast hip hop, but because the big names weren't there in the beginning, now you're mad because you can't tell the story your way. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. This is why I do my podcast. This is why I wrote a book. This is why I do my audio books. This is why I do every podcast. Almost every podcast that's been offered to me, I pretty much do it. Why? Because there are so many different platforms to these days. It ain't like it used to be. You only had a few TV channels. You got so many platforms. Everybody is everywhere somewhere. Okay? So I go wherever I'm asked, they paying, I usually go. Sometimes I don't even charge. Depending on who it is, I might not even ask for no money. But it's that because everybody has a platform and everybody has a different audience. I could talk on this thing for the next 10 years and you still won't know enough to write a book on me. I'll tell you what I want you to know. And this is the part that most people don't understand. They're thinking that when it comes to West Coast hip hop, it was just like East Coast. There was some guy in the park. No. The history of West Coast hip hop starts off with dance promoters that are now senators, that became mayors. I was with a buddy of mine Saturday who was a mayor of Linwood. Okay, one of my partners from Gardena, mayor of Carson. They got stories with themselves because they both ended up in the penitentiary doing what they thought was right. Okay, they both ended up in the penitentiary. They thought they were doing what was right for their cities, and you can't stand up too tall without getting your head chopped off. Okay, so that's some real shit. And it's just man. People want to tell the story their way, and if you can't get the big names, people want to take shortcuts on success and history. And that's some bullshit.
Thank you, Marlon, for that $9.99. Really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that, dude.
Always there. Gemini, what's up?
I want to talk more about some West Coast hip hop next week. I'm going to make a note to do that because this whole who created hip hop and who was involved in hip hop has been a big topic lately. And I encourage you and Dre to talk about that this Thursday if you haven't already. That's a really, really big topic right now. And I would love Dr. Dre's opinion on that whole situation. Make sure you guys check out Legendary Connects every Thursday, 6 p.m. Make sure you hit that like button and hit that notification bell. That's probably the most important, so you get notified every time Lonzo drops some content. Any last words, man?
You know what? I got to address one of the cats that hit me on the reply thing about Game being a dancer. I forgot the guy's name.
About Game being a dancer? Oh, stripper, right? At your club. Remind everybody.
It wasn't my club at the time. His mom actually ran the club, okay? But
gotcha.
Nigga had nuts. You got to shake him. Dude, you know, he said something like, old dude just salty. First of all, why am I salty? Why would I be salty? Why would I be salty? It's what amazes me, man, is so many guys put a lot of these guys on pedestals. You forget these motherfuckers is human. They wasn't always the superheroes y'all. They became to y'all in their lives, man. Niggas got history. Niggas got stories. People have evolution. They change. They evolve. They do all kind of shit. And sometimes they may not do the shit that you think they would do. I have no reason to lie about nobody. I've seen the interview where he said, "Yeah, I did it for a minute. I tried it." Okay, so don't check your shit before you try to check my shit, please. Okay, his mom ran the strip club. His mom was be a part of my documentary, and yes, he gave it a shot for a minute. I ain't said he was a king dingaling, but the brother tried this shit. Okay, I never tried, but I did it on my show. I tell you what, I've never been a dancer before, but I did drop my draws in a world-class wrecking crew show. It's another goddamn story. Ain't no shame in my game, baby. I'm the Godfather. I did it all. I do it all. I say it all. Fuck you. Fuck them.
Man. I love these Tuesdays, dude. Always put me in a good mood, man. Make sure you guys tune in every Tuesday. Thank you so much to the chat. Marlon Cozy, Mastermind Inc., Derek Mallory, Ladylike, Reppin' Magazine, The STEM Radio, Isaiah Edwards, Charles. I mean, the chat room was popping tonight. I'ma just watch. Thank you guys so much for the love.
Much love to all y'all. Yeah, like I said, y'all know one thing about y'all been watching me long enough to know I ain't got to lie. I ain't got to lie to kick it. Fuck the dumb shit. If I tell you, if you ask me a question and I don't know the answer, I'm gonna tell you I don't know. Okay, that's always a good answer. I don't know every goddamn thing. I don't claim to know every damn thing. I know what I know. I know what I did, and I know who did what around me. All right. In the meantime, folks, much love to you, Dusty. Much love to you, chat room. We are out of here, folks. See y'all next week.